Hey guys, how's it going? RedMaster here, and welcome back to episode of Cards and Castles, Cast and Conflicts, where today we've got another great match lined up for you. So without dragging on this intro too long, let's go ahead and jump right into game number 1 and see what goes down. Alright folks, and welcome back to the episode of Casting Conflicts here. Of course, got Tweakin taking on bolas. Of course, we kind of both know what both contenders are already playing here. Tweakin bringing back the Viking Ninja against bolas' Warlock Ninja. And joining me on commentary, we've got Beastly. Beastly, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you for asking.
Now, honestly, I'm pretty sure we're going to see at least both OTK material coming from either player here. So what are your quick thoughts on how that's going to go? You've got Tweakin running the Grudge Bearer, OTK, and bolas running the Darkbender Demonic Rage.
I'm going to favor Darkbender, actually, in this case, simply because it's got that range, and the Grudge Bearer is a little bit on the slow side.
Right.
So it does take a while to set up.
That's certainly true there. And we'll see if maybe Tweakin can get around that. I mean, we're seeing a lunging strike in hand, which can be pretty effective. And I don't know if it could be effective here. I don't think so. I think he's off by 1. But I can certainly get that Kunoichi out, I think, at this point, getting some presence on the board here. I think that's going to be a big problem for bolas, the stealth that might come in. So let's see. Puts the Kunoichi right in the middle there, trying to psych out the Pyromancer. And I mean, like, is this kind of what you were thinking as the potentially correct moves here? I mean, Kunoichi down the middle, trying to maybe scare off the Pyromancer.
Yeah, it's looking good.
Oh, and there's the infiltrate. That's actually not bad, though, for Tweakin, because he's got Winds, and Winds can't expose that, Pyromancer. It's right down there.
There you go, yeah.
I like that effective Winds play. Does take out the Pyromancer, does take out bolas' range. And already, he could be in some trouble here. I mean, this is what range don't necessarily like, stuff on their face, because they don't have the immediate response to that.
Well, here's back, alright.
Alright, well, does do an effective cleanup job, though. Fear and Blue Fireball does remove the threats from bolas' face. I could potentially see a second Kunoichi. Okay, yep, we are going to see
that. Yep, there we go.
Do you think we're going to see Lunging Strike come in at any point in this matchup, considering we've got now 2 in the hand?
Ooh. This is, that's a big boy.
Yikes. Demon Hunter on top of the... Well... There is a way for him to...
I don't see a
choice. There was a way for him to out that. The lunging strike would have been able to grant Kunoichi the first strike, which is actually would be an equal trade for both players. Of course, I think that'd be better in Tweakin's case. But,
he needs to find it first, though.
It was right in front. I would have recommended moving the Dwarven Miner first. Now we're probably going to see Tweakin go downhill, considering... There's not much that he could do against a 9/6 Demon Hunter, especially with one turn left.
Yeah, just plant it on the face. Now, if he's flashing the swordsman. I mean,
he's flashing it, but there's not enough to take it out here. Even with the swordsman,
to go off.
There's just not enough. So this might be a quick game ender here for our first match, unless Tweakin can maybe think of a way out of it. He really doesn't have a lot of options at his disposal. He can't make an OTK himself because he's only got the Kunoichi on face. He would essentially need like a light. Well, he would need a multi-strike in this scenario because he can easily lightning blade multi-strike.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing any of that.
I'm not seeing a possibility.
Even if he first lunging strikes the. Yeah.
Wait, couldn't he have? Wait, didn't. Well, he could have lunging strike lightning blade, right?
No, you're right. He could have potentially done that.
Alright, well, I guess he didn't see that.
The rest of the Kunoichi, I mean, yeah, you're certainly right there. Lunging attack lightning blade would have actually been the way for him to clear the Demon Hunter. I'm not sure why he didn't take that approach.
He must have missed it. It happens sometimes, you know, like you're looking for an out and you just miss the one that's in front of you.
Well, we'll see what both players think after a match number 1. A solid victory for bolas. Do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, it kind of went as you expected, you know, with Bolas picking up the win, but not in the way that we thought. He didn't bring out the range. He brought out
Yeah,
the Demon Hunter instead, which we'll ask him about that. But I mean, do you have any
first
thoughts on
strike
that?
is yeah. First strike is such a powerful tool if you can get it in face. If they have range as a counter, not so much. But if you can get it on face, it does wonders. Without range or burns, you can just sit it there and nothing is going to get rid of it.
Right. So let's go ahead and jump back to both players now and see what they think after a quick but effective match number one. All right, so
I can't.
folks, here we are with both players back after match number one. Here, Tweakin, you fell a little bit short in the contest there, but I'm gonna get your thoughts in regards to the Kunoichi Demon Hunter scenario. That last sort of few turns of game interaction. I know we're gonna have some smart marks in the comments. Ashley, I'm looking at you. But go ahead and tell us. Just, I mean, what were you thinking when Demon Hunter's on face? We saw you had Lightning Blade Lunging Strike, but what was going through your mind?
Yeah. So I had Lightning Blade Lunging Strike that can take out the first strike unit, but I would have no way of killing the Magic Eater up top, and that's who I'm really worried about. So I knew I had to, if I wanted to take out both units, I had to waste one Lunging Strike on the Kunoichi so it would reach the Magic Eater, but I was just off by 1 gold. If I would have had one more gold, then I could have pulled off the first strike Lightning Blade and killed the the first strike unit on my castle, but I just moved too quickly and it didn't really count. I thought I had one more gold than I actually had, so when I saw it, I was like, oh,
Well,
you
didn't
know
you
what?
have
In
the medal
hindsight,
too?
I had the medal, but I needed one more gold plus the medal.
Oh, because you
I
want
had
to
to use
pull
the
off both
medal,
of
yeah,
them. Oh,
No,
because
that's
I had
wait,
oh.
Rat
wait, hold on.
King.
No, let's. You had Rat King, right? You play that. That's
I had Rat
3.
King
You play
plus
the Lightning
the first
Blade,
strike. That's 4.
and
Plus,
then the Lightning
and then
Blade
Lightning
is
Blade. Yeah, I
another
needed
4. So
9. I
okay,
needed 9. Yeah,
what?
I had 8. No, but the Lightning Blade still doesn't have. I still needed to use the other first strike unit, the other first strike card
Oh, you need
to
the other
negate.
lunge. Oh,
Yeah, to negate the first strike.
Yeah, he wanted to get
oh.
all the way up to the Magic Eater as well, so take them both out.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
take
Um,
them
Now I'm
both out.
following. Now I'm following.
Yeah, but I was just off 1 gold. Probably I could have risked, keeping the keeping the Magic Eater out 1 turn because I had, Mordock. Well, initially I screwed up because I meant to click to exchange Mordock and the other card in my starting hand, but I guess I deselected Mordock. I clicked it too quickly, so when I saw it in my starting hand, I was like, oh shit. So I was just off 1 gold. If I wanted to take the risk and just kill the first strike unit, I could have done that. But if he would have played another stealth card on his Magic Eater, which I'm sure he had, then I'm just running the risk of being able to find it with a single unit or
yeah, so
2 rats.
you would have been buffing it up as well. With
Yeah,
the
and I would have been buffing it
taken
up.
out.
So
That's fair. That's fair.
it probably would have. I mean, it ended pretty quickly, but I'm sure it would have ended in the next 2 turns or so.
Well, going over to the other side of that here, Bolas, we noticed you bought out Demon Hunter, which is not really something we see often, or at least in the times you've showcased your deck. We were expecting some kind of range aspect, and we thought we saw that in the Pyromancer, but of course that got taken out early. But talk to us about the Demon Hunter appearance. Has that always been a feature of the deck that we just maybe haven't seen as often, or was that a recent addition? Just take us through that.
Well, I guess it's kind of recent, but I've had it for a while. I just kind of put it in because some decks just can't deal with it. And it's mostly for the late game. Like if they like burnt out most of my ranged units, then I just put them in, or it, and and it just does. It's like if you're not playing against pirates or like something else that could give it first strike, and you're able to buff it up beyond burn, then it's just a formidable unit that will get you there.
Right, right, and we definitely saw that was pretty effective here, as it was pretty much the reason you closed out that game number one. Can you tell us maybe? I guess like the last point I have for you is well, I guess what was going through your mind in regards to your Pyromancer loss. We saw that Winds in the Nord be used very effectively. Did you have any like immediate thoughts on how that could, you know, maybe be bounced back in your favor? What were your minds? Where was your mind at with the wins in the north?
I actually didn't have any units in hand when I lost that, so I just knew that I had to play the cards that would draw me cards, and then hopefully find another unit of any sort, because that's mostly what the deck's about. Because there's just like a lot of spells in it, so you just need to keep on cycling through what you can to get to at least one unit, because you really only need one unit to win the game.
Right. With how much I imagine buffs you run in general, things like
Yeah.
ambush, drain life we saw. What else did we see? Or I mean, what else? Demonic rage. You probably got that in there, right?
Yeah, 3 of those. Actually, I could have
Shit.
played them. I had 2 in hand, but it wasn't necessary.
Well, I mean, I think that's pretty much all from me. But so you have anything for either player before we jump into game number 2?
I mean, just the OTKs are very, very deadly, but they do take the setup time. And I think probably the combination in Bolas's deck that is really deadly is that stealth attack, I believe it's called, or stealth strike, something like that. The one
Ambush?
that gives +2 attack. Yeah, ambush. Yeah,
Yeah.
that one. Because that it takes away the possibility to direct burn your cards, while at the same time, letting them position wherever you want, because, the opponent can't see. So it makes it a lot trickier to prevent the OTK before it happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Red, I'm ready to do it.
Oh, I know you are. Well,
I'm ready. I'm ready to do it.
it seems that both players are ready to move into game 2, guys. Let's go ahead and take you into game number 2 right now. All right, folks, and welcome back into match number 2 here. A little bit of a quick start for us, but of course, Tweakin running the Crusader Pirate. No, what? Am I blind? Crusader Viking against Bolas' Rock Ninja. BC, talk to us about the matchup here. What are you expecting Tweakin to bring as a counteract?
He's decided to freeze, which is one of the best counters for OTK, because if you just can't move your units, you can't do anything with them, then they're open and vulnerable, and that's what I believe Tweakin is planning here.
Right, and we're seeing a interesting component to that, the Frost Slash, being able to directly remove a frozen unit here. Do you think we're gonna maybe expect to see that be played in a big way here in this match?
I would 100%, since Bolas's Magic Eaters can get so beefy, that is such a good counter for anything that might come out of Bolas's end. With the Magic Eaters, because he can sometimes get them up to such a high amount that you can't get rid of them with regular units.
Right, and we are seeing, though, a quick aggro from Bolas here, using the Arcfire to remove the Priest, opening up Castle for a 4-shot or from Kunoichi. Looks like...
I don't know if he wants to Lich here, or...
I think he wanted to, or at least maybe save the Lich for a potential... Frost Slash play, but of course we're actually seeing the opposite. Lich being bought in to deal with both units, and I guess that is a fair play to make. He still has Winds of the Icy after all, which there he's flashing it to us, so he's gonna signify that is the combination he's running for. But a Magic Eater Arcfire combination, so we're gonna start to see that maybe that Magic Eater grow a little bit here.
Oh, he's got that. He's got the way to direct remove it in his hand.
He does.
So I think he's just gonna take it out now. I would have probably, I guess he doesn't want to take the risk, because Bolas could have OTK'd him, probably.
It's possible. A lot of spells.
Yeah, so it's a possibility that he could have just done him this turn, so I think it's a smart move to get rid of it, and we see a nice unit to replace it. I would probably, I don't know which one would have been better, if it would have been better to just Rat King and kind of put bodies in front of him.
True.
But I guess he could get to him in the long run if he wants to possibly get a freeze. I think he's hoping for it. And he does have the Lumberjack, which will help here.
Yeah, I think he is flashing that Ice Beam to us. I would have liked to see maybe the books come out, though, because I think what Tweakin's, lacking on a bit right now is, resources, cards to use. We're seeing, beefy boys like Explorer and Cleric thrown out here, but he's missing the cards in hand to support them, and I would have liked to see that Flying Books come out there. And there we see a third Arcfire.
So if he can lure one of the units in, he can freeze it and then kind of get draw off it with the Explorer. But that will, if he trades with the first strike, that will cost him the Explorer.
I mean, we do see Frost Slash Ice Weaving in hand now. That I mean, the Frost Slash was a pretty decent pull for him.
Yeah, but which unit to use it on? Because the range has the definite danger potential where he can do it from afar, but the first strike could, just come in on face.
Right. That does depend on how many cards Bolas can use in that hand of his. We know that he's down to 2 cards. It looks like he's
All right,
going
and he
for
picks the range.
potential. All right, that's fair.
I guess he's hoping that he draws a freeze, like probably a more direct freeze, and he can do that on the melee unit if it comes in.
Right, and I mean, we did see the books get played down. Bolas recognizing the draw potential though for the books, takes that out, moves the Lumberjack out of the way, so there is a clean shot to the Arctic Explorer. And yeah, not looking good for our friend Tweakin. He does draw.
He's gonna have to sack the.
Yeah, he needs to pull a freeze off of this.
Oh
no.
Oh no! This is. If he pulls a fear, I think this is end of game.
Oh, we'll see. No, and there's a flame storm.
That's it. All right. Well, he can cross his fingers for. Oh nope, never mind.
That's a second Demon Hunter. So I think this is going to be.
That's
the
he's got
needed last time.
yeah.
He's gonna remove the larger health one, which I guess is something. Keeping the weaker one alive to maybe draw out a bigger unit, maybe. This is going to be, though, his last turn. He's got multiple threats to worry about now, and on top of the
I'm surprised. Bolas did say that he was running very few units, but we're seeing. I think he definitely got lucky with his draws here, because we're seeing a lot of his units coming out here.
And there we go, seeing Tweakin to utilize his last cards just to show his hand there, freezing the D8.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks like another quick and dirty one for Bolas here. Ambushing the...
Yep.
No, don't write anything.
No.
I just want to see him type out.
Where are my units?
Alright, well, on top of that, folks, looks like we're going to take it back to both players here, seeing what they think after a dirty match number 2. Alright, folks, we're back here after game number 2. Tweakin, not exactly your strongest performance here. I mean, just take us through that game. What was going through your head? I mean, we saw the draws. We saw, the cards you had to play, the combos you had to play to keep yourself alive. Just talk to us, man.
Yeah. So I have Burning Sun. I have a lot of combination cards that can get rid of his beefier units without any kind of trouble. Burning Sun, get rid of all the buffs. That can even potentially kill Magic Eater if I hit him for like 3 and then play Burning Sun. That automatically kills him. I have Vortex to pull in all of his range units. I have combinations with Frost Slash I can use with Lich or the Winds of the Ice Sea and Ice Weaving. And I have draws. I have Healing, Pegacorn that can negate any direct damage, Craxus for more draws, Yanroth for more freeze. And yeah, I just didn't really see any of them. I saw Rat King. Yeah, he's good for defensive. But when you're running against things like Dragon's Fire and First Strike and Flamestorm, you got to be really careful about when to use Rat King. And there was a point in the match where he had the Demon Hunter out, and he might have also had the Dark Bender. It was either the turn before the Dark Bender or after, where I had a chance to either play the books or with the Cleric or the Arctic Explorer with the Cleric.
Yeah, take us through that play.
Yeah. So my thinking was, the draw is needed. I need the draws. But when I'm pretty sure he did have Dark Bender on, because I was like, all right, well, he has Dark Bender on, and I know he runs the whatever spell it was where it costs 2 and it does 4 extra damage for a mage out. I know he runs that play, so I'm like, if he has that card, Flying Books is gone. It's useless. And that's a waste of a unit. He had 6 gold, so a Dragon's Fire. That destroys the unit. Then he can easily take out the Cleric, and I have no unit on deck that can kill either of the units. Now, I was thinking if I play the Arctic Explorer, if he does go with Dragon's Fire, he's gonna stay alive. He's gonna stay alive. He can because he'll have to waste the Dark Bender on the cleric, and he'll just rush face with the Demon Hunter. And I had Ice Weave in my hand, so I was like, all right, if that happens, Ice Weave on the Demon Hunter, hit him with the Arctic Explorer, get another draw, and then whatever unit I play next, it'll negate the first strike. So that was kind of my thinking, and I wanted to get rid of the range unit because one, I can deal with melee units because I have all these, ice weavings and all these potential freeze that negates the first strike. However, when he has a lot of buffs, a range unit, that's where you really need to pay attention to because he can just sit back, can't really reach him, and he has enough burns, enough buffs to where it really just takes one hit. So I'd rather take out the range unit and deal with the melee unit because the melee unit will have to get to face where the range unit just has to move 2 spots to get
Right.
to the castle. Yeah, so I thought I need to get rid of the range unit, and that also negates the two. The 2 cost 4 damage, where it can only be 2 damage now instead of 4. So I think, all right, I think that would be more beneficial to take out the range unit and deal with the melee unit rather than the melee unit and deal with the range unit later.
Right. That is
hmm
certainly fair. But I guess going to the other side now, Bolas, it seemed that you had just every answer to what Tweakin was throwing out here. Just take us through the game from your perspective here. I mean, what did you notice when you noticed, the Crusader Viking? What were your immediate thoughts?
Well, I was pretty sure he was gonna be running the Burning Sun, so I knew that if I was gonna play buffs, I had to make sure that it was on a turn when I was gonna deal the damage at the same time. Luckily, I didn't really draw into that many buffs. I
Yeah, we
think I
saw a lot
only
of
drew into
units out of
one.
your hands.
Yeah, so yeah,
I
it
needed
was
those.
pretty lucky hand actually. Gained mostly units, and I also saw that he'd be running freeze, which is the other bad part to my deck, because even if they're stealthed, if they get freezed by like a lich or something, they're just done. So or freezing pillars. So I just knew to stay away from those things, and I just kind of saw that he was doing a lot of 2-for-1s to take down my units. Like he would freeze it, then frost slash it, or freeze it, then sacrifice a few units to take it down. And I knew that if he kept on like using up 2 cards for every one of my 1 cards, then he'd be running out of cards pretty soon. So I just made sure to kill his books to make sure that he couldn't draw into more until he was top decking like me. And
That
luckily,
annoyed me.
I got the right top decks.
That annoyed me. That
Yeah.
irked me.
It worked out for you, though. We saw that you did take game number 2, and with that, another series victory for you. How are you feeling after claiming? I think you are potentially second win here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go or
The
first. I
one
don't.
against Banana didn't count,
Oh, right.
but yeah.
But
So
yeah,
I
you
guess
put yourself
kind
on
of
the board
first.
here at 1-1, I guess, right? Which
There we
is,
go.
I mean, gotta feel good for you getting out of the 0-1 category.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I can say the same.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like that category.
It's all the fun. That's where all the fun players are at.
I mean, Tweakin, you're in there too. You're at 1-6 now, though.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, you know what? All the Tweakin fans out there for the 3 or 2 or the 1 or the 0.
Tweaking,
Next month.
I'm coming for your title. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
for
7.
we're going strong next deck. We're gonna start playing with my 3200 deck. I have enough with these getting locked in with these meme decks because boy are they not fun. They are not fun, and I hate just getting walked on. So we're going guns a blazing next month. We're
BC,
going
do you have
straight to the
anything
top.
for these guys before I close out the video?
Just what Bola said there with the 2-for-1. That was probably it was a very reactive deck. So he was just reacting to whatever Bolas was putting out, which is absolutely fine. You kind of have to do that for a deck like that. But at the same time, it does whittle down at your resources quite quickly. So yeah.
All right, and with that, guys, I think that's going to do it for this. I'll go ahead and throw it out to my future self to close out this video. With that being said, folks, I hope you did enjoy this edition of Cast and Conflicts. Let us know what you thought down in the comments section below. And while you're down there, if you haven't done so already, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, share it with friends, of course. Subscribe if you're new or haven't already done so. It's the best way to support us here on the channel, just by showing that you subscribed, you know, help us grow and whatnot, and we really appreciate that. But with that being said, that's going to do it for me for now. So until next time, guys, stay gaming.